let's get into this game, Caleris, and see what these guys are going to do.
Let's see, indeed, as we jump on into Cloud Kingdom, guys. So, spawning down in our southern left-hand position as our blue Terran, evening things up with Caronte's Lucifron. We do have Western Wolves Sting. Woo! And I don't know why I keep doing that. It's like a little habit I'm developing over the course of this tournament. Spawning up in the top right-hand corner here as our red Terran. After a bit of a grueling game, number 2. He goes by the name of Caronte's Lucifron.
Okay. Well, I want to ask you something real quick before this really gets started.
Yes.
Do you remember magic eye puzzles where like you stare at it and then something pops out?
I could never do those.
Oh,
ever,
you couldn't?
Ever. I never saw anything in them. Ever.
Oh, wow.
But I remember them.
I actually feel really bad for you. I used to love those as a kid. I'd be like,
think
I see the unicorn.
Yeah? Oh, I've got like
Look at the dolphin jump out of the ocean.
I've got like the smallest squint, and I think that affects it. I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, okay.
I think so, but yeah. Anyway.
All right. So look at Cloud Kingdom, and you know the low ground areas, the purple ones?
Yeah,
Try to pop those out. Imagine if those were high ground, what this map would be like.
All
it
right.
like breaks my brain. Sometimes I look at like, what map is this? Because I see those. For me, on a
Whoa.
light monitor, they pop out more.
Yeah.
So I'm like, are those the high ground?
Yeah. That would be a really... I want someone to make this map.
Someone needs to make inverse Cloud Kingdom. I would actually love to see a couple pros play on that a little bit and see how it's different.
But then people would like have a high ground above your main.
Yeah, that would be badass. I'd like that. That'd be cool, man. You'd have to have the neutral depot in your main, like at the bottom of the ramp.
Can we leave the main how it is and just inverse the middle? Like,
okay, yeah.
You could put
semi-inverse Cloud Kingdom.
Yeah, like you could put the main on like a second tier, right? No, wait, no, you couldn't. No.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, you could.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, you could. Yeah. All right. Okay.
All right, someone do it. ESV, get on that. All right.
Thanks, guys. Thanks. Our toasters have spoken.
That's right. Well, now it's time for my obligatory Mr. Bitter reference. We have Sting doing the Reaper expand.
Surprisingly common on this map, actually.
Yeah, there's a lot of area for you to actually jump up,
Yeah.
so it definitely can be useful.
And most of the time, actually, when I would cast TVTs, they actually don't use that Reaper to even jump up. They just use it to control the middle of the map and control the watchtowers. Just deal with Marines, actually, from going...
Well, I guess if it gets scouted, what are the odds of your Reaper even living in a jump up?
Yeah.
I tell you, I actually like a lot of the Reaper changes that they're trying out in Heart of the Swarm.
Yeah.
I don't know how that's going to work out in the end of the day, but I like that they're trying to make it more useful than it is right now.
I agree. And actually, I mean, did you play the beta? Do they still have that regeneration stuff? Because they are monsters if you get like 4 of them.
I'm not sure. I haven't been playing the beta lately.
No, nor have I. To me, well, to us right now, I mean, it's important for us to, focus on this, right? On Heart of the Swarm. Wall. So, there you go.
Wall.
I mean, look, why not Wall?
And he's actually making a second Reaper. Will he make that third? Oh, no, he stops at 2 Reapers. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to give him some more map control. Sometimes we do see people go up to 3 Reapers because when you have 3, you kind of can micro them to great effect. But actually, he killed off that SCV at the that was making the natural command center and slows that down for Lucifron. That's pretty darn annoying.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure, actually, that Reaper at the front also killed the scout, so he didn't see the command center going down. So right now, Lucifron is completely in the dark, relatively speaking, about what's going on. Normally, you see Reapers, you're like, Reaper expand,
There's only 2 builds with Reapers in TVT, and one is the Reaper expand, and the other one has gone out of style, like the Reaper, Hellion, Medevac, sometimes a Banshee in there as well. Again, Reaper speed. It was cool, man. I loved it, but it's gone.
Yeah, everything goes in there. And whoa, actually, these Reapers could start poking away. And that's my.
I just saw that. I saw like moments before that Reaper was going to die. So I was like, oh no, I see your death, and then it happened. I'm like, oh, I can see the future.
Yeah, it just kind of traumatized you.
Yeah.
You saw it in your mind. That was a scary thing.
It's a terrible power to have, Caleris.
Clairvoyance.
Terrible power to have. Don't ask me when you die. I don't want to tell you.
Damn it, I was trying to mix...
Caleris, you live forever! Yay!
Yeah, thanks, man, thanks. I was trying to mix, like, clairvoyance and artosis into one word, and then I was like, wait a minute, this is way too high. Clairtosis.
Now, that would be me and Marine King as an Archon.
Yeah?
Because I do speak there.
Nice.
All right, anyways. So, both players' factories are actually lined up pretty well overall. Lucifron actually... Wait a minute. You know, I wasn't really paying a ton of attention to Sting's tech lab, but normally you get stim a little bit quicker with this build. That's one of the nice things about going for Reaper openings. That you can start stim right off, but chose to get it a bit later and actually power up his minerals a bit more, but that's fine.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, actually. No, I mean, he got his gas timings at an extremely quick time, right? I mean, he had to get the gas out first to really try and rank out that Reaper, so there's no... you know, disparity or slight smallness in that. And there you go. There's the Reapers actually trying to control the watchtowers. Don't get too much damage, though. As for now, he has to run back. He's kind of low there. He doesn't want to take one more shot.
Yeah, that Reaper is going to wait at that watchtower till HOTS comes out. Well, now it's time to see what strategies these guys want to go for. Lucifron's throwing up a couple engineering bays, and that doesn't really surprise me. He's definitely a player that is completely comfortable playing a long game.
Yeah.
From Sting, yeah, he's looking much more normal this time, just going right up to Medivacs. He's gotten actually a really quick +1.
Yeah.
So that's actually pretty useful overall, but Lucifron will catch up over time because of the double eBay.
Yes. I have a question.
Yes.
So there's a supply depot on the edge of Sting's base, right next to his tech lab where he made the Reaper. It's weirding me out. And it's I don't know why, it just looks off to me.
I have a theory about it. You have to ignore the barracks and the tech lab that is on the edge. And in fact, if we could just, Infez, if you can hear us, let's look at that for a second. The tech lab, there it is. So I think that's just placed there just to get his Reaper out really quickly. Now, the depots are on the edge, I believe, to just give him as much vision out as possible. So they're independent of each other is my theory on this.
But the tech lab's always there, right? I mean, I guess it provides you like 2 more vision, I guess.
Yeah, well, I think that's literally what he was going for. Not that that's necessarily going to come into play, but it's probably just a pattern that he has. I bet you if he does a different strategy on this map, he still has a depot there.
You're right. So
actually, I think it's completely...
It's just ingrained in exactly in what he does.
Which is, you know, that's what happens a lot to pro gamers, where it's like, well, does that really matter? Maybe not, but whatever.
Yeah.
Now, that Reaper lived long enough to see Medivacs. That's good.
Oh, nice. So he doesn't actually need HOTS all along. Nice.
No, well, not for now. We'll see how long he makes it into this game.
New metagame, just Medivacs and Reapers. Let's go.
That would be so sick. I love Reapers. They're so... Well, I love them since you can't get speed or make them in 2 seconds.
Yeah. That's. I actually really like Reaper speed, man. Like, I actually really like what Thorzane does, just mixing in some Reapers later on. He hasn't done it for a while, but it's so cool
he used to
on
do
a huge map as well.
QXC used to do it against Protoss a little bit as well, which is fun.
Oh, don't get me started on QXC, man. I can talk forever about that. Like when he was doing versus Protoss, like Banshee Raven only, and then it's like, uh-oh, actually you just can't kill anything, PDDs. It's like, it's so scary.
Yeah. Well, so, looking at what's going on right now, Sting is getting his 3rd base up. The Marine counts are very even for them. 2 more tanks for Lucifron at the moment. And Lucifron actually looking like he wants to put some pressure on here. But we do have siege mode for Sting, so I don't see him breaking him.
Yeah, it's looking a little bit sparse here. You're right. Dropping the scam there, seeing what his opponent has, evaluating the situation. He's going to siege up, but... Again, I still think that this is more just a, hey, look at my muscles, I'm here to show you my muscles.
Do you even lift, bro, etc., etc.
Yeah.
And Lucifron, he's just going to keep poking and prodding, moving back and forth, seeing if there's any way to go up. Of course there isn't, but yeah, this is what we were talking about before. This is part of why Lucifron's so damn good.
Yeah.
He knows times where you can't really come out and engage his army, but he flaunts it in front of you. And in fact, that's a nice little move. Not going to do anything, but... He flaunts it in front of you, so he's keeping pressure on. He knows exactly where your army is. If you mess up, he can get damage. But behind it, he's being a little bit greedy. He's getting his command center going, getting his upgrade level 2s going, and all that stuff. So, I mean, this is really Lucifron showing off why he's so good.
Yeah, and this threat looming is actually preventing Sting from transferring all of his SCVs over. He's thinking, oh, God, you're actually really getting quite aggressive here. I don't want to really transfer my SCVs over just yet. Otherwise, well, I mean, he sees it moving away now with those Marines, so he probably will transfer over in just a second. But still, that delayed a little bit, and it gave time. It bought time for Lucifron to get his 3rd command center up and running.
Exactly, and now with his 3rd command center finished, I mean, he's still kind of in the middle of the map, but notice he's pulled to his side because he knows it's getting more dangerous because he's adding 2 facts. He just started 2-2. He's adding more Raxes. He knows that this is a point where he's weaker, so he's moved back a level of the map, and he's just kind of patrolling this area and saying, okay, now I have to be way more defensive because I'm being greedy. And when he sees this army coming, he's going to siege up, try to slow it down, and slowly move back into an even more defensive position.
Ooh, he's going to stim up here trying to deal with that. Lucifron stims up his entire army, but it's not going to be too useful at this point. I have 5 Singaporean dollars on Lucifron dropping down a center tower very soon. And if he doesn't, he has the most control ever. Ah, yeah, let's go.
There you go.
You can't do it. It's like a Venn diagram, man. You have to have more than one circle.
Yes.
Let's go.
Well, that is true. It's a Venn diagram with nothing in common because this one is going to be way across the map. But no, this is really Lucifron is just impressing me so much, man. The more I get to travel around and cast his games, the more I love his play because everything he's been doing, this is like the theory behind RTS games that he's showing, and this is why he was such a strong Warcraft 3 player, now such a strong StarCraft 2 player. The kid just, his brain knows RTS so well, and all his moves are well thought out and intelligent.
It does. And one of the cool things about it is if Lucifron still wants to keep himself present in the middle of the map, the way in which he's expanding with his 4th right now, if Sting takes his normal 4th, then that gives, well, I mean, it technically gives both players the opportunity to defend and attack at the same time, but Lucifron's making that decision right now consciously. He's not taking his 4th towards where his opponent's pressuring at this point in time, and it couldn't work out very, very nicely in that later mid-game.
Yeah, that is an interesting point. Now, we do have Sting walking around, but that sensor tower does see him trying to stim and run into position here, sieging up just short of the gas, it looks like, which is just short of where he wants to be.
Oh, those Marines absolutely melt everything in their path so quickly. And with those gases going down, he's forced to retreat from this location. Sting's got a great location on him. He is maxed out now in comparison to the 170 supply. 20 of that is in workers, so there's not much difference in the army count right now. That one Reaper's still alive, yeah.
Oh my god, I can't believe that Reaper's still alive. But on the other hand, what I can believe is that Lucifron just barely held this.
No, Reaper!
Oh god.
Well, I spoke too soon, right?
Oh. Listen, he lived long for a Reaper, okay? That was a long time for a Reaper to live in a TVT. So, looking at this right now, I mean, this was a really good move by Sting. Lucifron actually did overextend into the map slightly. And in fact, look at this. Sting trying to go back, but that's a mass overextension. He's going to lose a lot here. And Lucifron knows it. Stimming running in, and Sting in a lot of trouble. This has given Lucifron what I would consider a pretty reasonable position. I feel like he has a pretty reasonable lead now.
The perfect time to engage there for Lucifron. Sting right now on the back foot a little bit, and as such, he does not know about his opponent's 4th base at all. He was assuming, well, I mean, normally in TVT, just in any matchup, you expand down to that location, and the way in which Sting was pressuring, he would have ended up spotting that. He thought he was limiting him as well whilst going on for that aggression, but it's not. Lucifron expanding behind this, and actually, if he wanted to, could start even dancing around in the middle of the map, denying his opponent's 4th.
Yeah. I mean, this is actually a beautiful game that we're watching right here. I'm serious. Like, Sting made a nice move, but that was so over-aggressive when he tried to go in again after already losing a big bunch of units. But, I mean, he was kind of stuck up there a little bit. And now Lucifron, with a gigantic tank lead, 14-8. You know, his Marine lead is slight. It's not a lot. But they're both maxed out. So now Lucifron has this amazing position. He has his 4 bases running. He has more siege tanks. And thus, positionally, he can outplay his opponent because this is Cloud Kingdom. And it's not Inverse Cloud Kingdom.
No, it's not Inverse Cloud Kingdom. You're right. Sting here is going for, once again, why has he gone for a planetary fortress? It's just going to die.
Yeah. Well, he's playing like this old school style. And to be fair, if you look at the way Sting plays, where he's always trying to be aggressive and out on the map, planetaries can be useful against that because all they do against you then is drop type stuff, which planetaries will hold against that. So that's why he's doing it. Of course, it is not the right decision in this case because Lucifron is like bashing him if he overextends even one time, which he keeps doing, because Lucifron like really knows RTS. And wait a minute, we actually have this big attack over here. I'll talk about the rest of that later. And a lot of SCVs actually going down, it looks like.
Yeah, 21 in total right now for Lucifron. He actually pushes in once again here, steaming up and sieging up, as right now those siege tanks are way vulnerable. The Marines were all the way back to try and clean that up. Lucifron seeking the opportunity to do so much damage, and he still claims this location.
And look at this, a nice little stim attack on the side here. Going to stop some of these factories that Lucifron has building here. So that's annoying because he wants to get way heavier into siege tank production 5 at a time. But, oh, this is, could this be an overextension here? It looks like he's going to end up losing all his tanks now. Lucifron overcommitting there a little bit.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Sting doing a really, really good job shutting down a little bit of the infrastructure that Lucifron wants to provide himself with, but he will get cleaned up for now. This game just keeps, like, swinging back and forth and stabilizing. Lucifron obviously is ahead in terms of that income right now by actually quite a wild amount here, but still, Sting is not down and out just yet.
No, he's not, and that's because I feel like Lucifron is saying, okay, I've done enough, I can move in and kill. And the thing is, you know, Sting, this is like a new guy in the European scene. You know, it just got picked up by Western Wolves. I think Lucifron doesn't understand, like, the full breadth of Sting's skill and the fact he's going to have enough units. He's going to spread them well, and you can never overcommit even once, even when you think you're ahead.
Yeah, and right now Sting's still going for that aggression once again, trying to find opportunities to kill off some medevacs. Will get one for just a few Marines. Whenever you're trading minerals for actual gas, it's a pretty good position to be in. But then again, Lucifron has quite a lot of gas banked up anyway. And still trying to find... Oh, that's a bad siege position here for Lucifron to deal with.
Yeah, that's annoying. And he has that planetary as well. But, I mean, when you no longer have your siege tanks putting on pressure, it's not going to help out like we were talking about with Sting before. Now Lucifron trying to break through this, but Sting gets the planetary. And who is going to win this game?
That planetary got, like, quite a bit of damage done on those Marines. The SCVs were repairing. They ended up all dissolving eventually to the siege tanks, having a lovely little clump-up party there. But, I mean, other than that, Lucifron, he's still...
Lovely little clump-up party like we used to have back in England. Thank you, Claire.
Oh, indubitably. No. You were, like, drinking during that. I'm so sorry, Artus.
That's okay. That's okay. All right, so... right now, Lucifron, I mean, he is stimming and running in and doing a lot of damage still. This is turning into a complete slugfest at this point. Both players just dropping down so far in supply. They were both maxed out for a very long time, but trading blow for blow. And really what's keeping Lucifron in this game is that fourth base. If he had not had that fourth base for this long, Sting would be in a big lead right now.
Yeah, and only just now Sting has actually... He still hasn't noticed it. Oh, now he finds it. There is the planetary fortress there, so he can't quite easily pressure it with the Marines, but if he just sieges out outside its location, he's eventually going to bring it down. Unless, of course, Lucifron can get over here and deal with all of this aggression, but he still himself has quite a good army to deal with this. But all his supply lead is pretty much in SCVs, every single bit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a little bit rough. He needs to get more units out here. 10 siege tanks to 10 siege tanks. That's the really important stat. 6 medevacs to 7.
Yeah.
Okay, 40 Marines to 45. So they're pretty close in all this, but Lucifron still does have this economy. In this case, he can repair the planetary for a little bit, continue to gain a little bit of minerals, and that keeps Sting's army there, which allows Lucifron to move around and maybe get a good position on his opponent.
Yeah, it could quite easily do, and that's the great thing about Cloud Kingdom in general. The architecture, the way in which, yeah, there's a lot of chokes, but technically it's very, very open, right? You can actually take so many paths across the map to try and start flanking, try and start making very, very nice counters.
Well, here we go. Sting pushing in, picking off a siege tank. Nice little move there. And, you know, those tanks are actually still attacking
just
that orbital. He needs to actually just send a medevac of Marines over there. Sting has left them very unprotected. Like, one medevac of Marines cleans that up.
Yeah, they're never going to leave. They're just going to, oh, well.
I guess they're going to leave, Claris.
Oh. Well, the Marines are on the way to help out.
Okay, that's good.
Wait a minute, wait.
He's going to trade the places or something? All right, well, actually, Lucifron running in here with a little stim group of Marines, picking off a couple siege tanks in some of these Marines, but Sting's army is going to go up and join, which means that Lucifron can start to move, but Sting has already scanned him, and Lucifron's scanning ahead of that to actually see what's in front of him.
Yeah, just scans going off everywhere right now. Both of these players playing a very, very interesting game, as for now we will still have all of this aggression going on. Looks like Lucifron here still moving into a location. He could actually snipe out this expansion, and he will get it so rapidly with those Marines. A nice snipe there by Lucifron, but meanwhile Sting killing off his opponent's fourth base, just back and forth constantly here in the sick TVT.
Well, look at this beautiful spread by Lucifron, pushing forward right now. But does he have any Marines left? And if he doesn't, of course, well, yeah, that's what happens. You end up losing your units. And, well, Sting has broken through once again. This is absolute madness. And Sting keeps doing all this with half the SCVs.
It's so impressive, isn't it? I can't believe Sting is actually making this work out. It seems to me that across, I mean, Lucifron got good trades early on, but since then, Sting's unit retention has been really, really good.
Yeah.
So he's actually made so much happen with so little. It's been really impressive to watch.
Yeah, it seriously has. And, you know, Lucifron, if he loses this space, it is bad news. That's where most of his SCVs are. At the same time, we do have him gunning down another command center of his opponent. And this is, like, turning way too crazy.
This is just everywhere. There's never really proper direct engagements. There's just harassment here, harassment there, killing off a base there, killing off a base here. Lucifron now trying to defend this location. He has a good siege tank location here, but Sting is and he's going for more SCV kills. Right now, it's 23 workers to 34 at the 28-minute mark. This is... It's such a weird low eco game right now.
Yeah, this is so crazy back and forth. And, you know, Tasteless often calls ZVZ a boxing match in a phone booth. He either calls PvP or ZVZ that. It's good for both. But this is more like a boxing match on the world where just things are happening everywhere and we don't really know what's going on.
A left, a right, a jab. These medevacs hanging out with each other in harmony. Hey, what's going on, guys? But in a more ladylike voice. Can't really do, hey, what's going on, guys? Something like that.
Something like that, yeah. That's a very ladylike. That's.
Yeah, it'll do, it'll do.
You sound like an old girlfriend I used to have.
Yeah? All right. Oh, okay. We can go out then. Awesome.
Okay, let's do that, yeah.
Cool.
Sounds fun.
So Sting now is still trying to siege up this base. Lucifron, meanwhile, and this is one of the advantages that Terran has, well, I'll just move my base over in this direction from my natural. So he's still trying to eke out that economy, but both players right now are literally not mining too much. It's 400 minerals for Sting to nothing of Lucifron.
Yeah, and Sting has the huge tank lead, so I feel like that's what's going to actually just carry him through here. In fact, picks up one of Lucifron's tanks, and can he get the other one? He does, and now Lucifron made 2 more, so he's up to 2 tanks now against 9, and 9 siege tanks. Like, he can seriously... He can kill anything he wants with that.
That's a lot of siege tanks.
Yeah, that's a lot of siege tanks.
In comparison to 2?
No, it's 5 times more right now.
Whoa, that is
5 times.
5 times.
2 isn't even 5.
Sting is certainly the thorn in Lucifron's side here, as for now he's trying to still retreat back his command centers, trying to find some way to keep himself in this game. But Lucifron, he's not going to give up. Sting actually has a pretty good economy now, but Lucifron has somehow managed to sneak out an economy as well. How do these players keep doing this?
I don't know, Claire's. I don't know.
You don't know.
It's a little bit wild. But, you know, Lucifron, he's
just
got snake blood, man.
He's getting stretched too thin right now.
He truly is. Can he hold this? No, probably not. He wants to save the command center. It's going to make him lose a ton of SCVs. But his Marines running down. He's got to be careful. I don't see a single medevac with these. Okay, here it comes. But, a death drop.
Well, why not siege up all your opponent's infrastructure, shut down everything. There you go. GG for game number 3. Oh, my God. Sting in that game was actually so impressive. Both players, just in general, were... That was a cool TVT.
Yeah.
That was cool.
And look at that. He's just texting afterwards. He's like, LOL, yeah, I somehow won that. I want to talk about Lucifron for a moment because I actually mentioned this when I was watching him at WCS Europe Finals. And I feel like he is so unbelievably good. But if I could give him a list of times to stop attacking, if, like, somehow I could imprint in his brain, or he looks at the list right before he does an attack, he's like, does this time of the game meet any of these criteria?
Yeah.
If we could just take that out, these few attacks that he overdoes, I feel like he'd be a god-level Terran.